In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to improve your sleep. This information took me years to realise, and I wish I realised it a lot earlier, because having a good amount of sleep gives you plenty of energy, which can actually increase your productivity throughout the day, making doing lots of hard, boring tasks a lot more easier to do. You're not falling asleep every time you're trying to do something you don't like, you're energised and you're ready to do it. So let me give you a brief run through of my past with bad sleep. Before, I used to have a bad routine of waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning and going to bed at 12. And I thought, hey, that's fine, because, from 12 to 8 in the morning, that's 8 hours of sleep. And the common misperception most people have is that the moment you go to sleep, you fall asleep. But that's not true, is it? When people go to bed, do you instantly fall asleep? Or do you like some people will sit on their phones, do you sit and scroll through, Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or something like that? Do you just sit there and try to go to sleep? I mean, either way, it doesn't happen instantly, does it? And this is what I understood. Now that I've understood this, it's a lot more obvious that my routine was a little bit terrible before. Not a little bit, I'm not going to be egotistical. It was very bad. I went to bed at 12. I fell asleep about 2. Because, if you check the time, it's 2 o'clock. Fell asleep about 2 o'clock, woke up at 8. That's 6 hours sleep. No wonder I was tired and struggling to do hard tasks throughout the day. Now, the average person takes 2 to 3 hours to fall asleep. You should at least allow 2 hours from when you go to bed to when you go to sleep. Because that's what you should allow. Allow it for, if you need to go to the toilet. Allow it for if you forgot to take medicines or you forgot to do something. Allow it for if you're struggling to go to sleep that night. Just allow that time so that you have plenty of sleep. And worst case scenario, you fall asleep instantly. It's not actually the worst case scenario, it's the best case scenario. If you fall asleep instantly, then you get 10 hours sleep instead of 8. It's a lot better, right? Because some nights now, I will go to bed and I'll fall asleep instantly. Okay, I'll wake up with 10 hours sleep, be energized, ready to go. Other times I'll struggle to go to sleep and it'll be around 2 hours after I went to bed that I'll actually go to sleep. Just like I just said. Sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's beyond that. But if you're trying to get 8 hours sleep and it goes to 3 hours, then that would give you 7 hours sleep, which is still okay. It's a lot better than 6 hours sleep. Don't have 6 hours sleep, it's not worth it. So, yeah, try and put 2 hours of, just 2 hours from when you go to bed to when you want to go to sleep to get the desired amount of sleep. Here's an example. Now, my routine. I go to bed at 9 o'clock and I fall asleep about 11. That's when I want to fall asleep. Okay. Normally, I would just go to bed at 11. That's what I would have done in the past. That's me having no information on how to actually sleep properly. I'd go to bed then. Now, I go to bed at 9, giving myself 2 hours to go to sleep, and even then it still pushes past to about 12 o'clock. So, I now try to go to bed at about 8, give myself 3 hours to go to sleep before 11. I'm guaranteed to fall asleep, at least between 8 and 11 o'clock now. I fall asleep by 11, I wake up at 7, 8 hours sleep. So that's the biggest tip you can take away from this video, is if you want to improve your sleep, you've got to keep in mind that you don't go to sleep the moment you go to bed. There's a difference between going to bed and going to sleep. You've got to keep that in mind. So give yourself at least 2 to 3 hours, 3 hours best, between when you go to bed and when you want to go to sleep. If you want to go to bed at 12, wake up at 8, which I think is a very terrible routine, I'll get into that later. If you want to do that, then you need to go to bed at around 10 or 9 o'clock. That's the times you want to go to bed. Okay? So move on to the next bit. The next thing you can understand, and that'll help you out a lot with going to sleep, is to understand how to go to sleep. Most of us don't know how to go to sleep. So, normally, let's say when you close your eyes, for me I find this happens a lot. you have a little thought, maybe you imagine what you're going to do tomorrow, or imagine going for a walk, or it's a song, or it's something. It's a thought in your mind that you notice. For this example, I'll just use the one that happens to me the most, which is like visualizing what I'm going to do the next day. Something I'm excited about, like parkour, or creating a video, or doing my business. I'll visualize this in my mind, and it's almost like a movie in my mind. I'll get so hooked in this movie that I'll want to see what happens next. I want to keep the story going. I want to keep it. In turn, it's basically keeps me awake because I'm so focused on what's going to happen next in this imaginary story that I'm not focused on going to sleep. My brain's trying to create a story instead of trying to wind down and go to sleep. So that's something you've got to keep in mind. And the best thing that I can find that helps for that is meditation. If you understand how to do meditation, this is wonderful. Okay? Not only that, but also doing meditation before you go to bed, that's another thing. If you can do meditation before you go to sleep, this will greatly help you. I do a 8-minute meditation before I go to bed, and this winds me down, ready for sleep. But back to the thought or visualized movie or whatever it is in your mind, this thing that you're thinking about, could be a song, could be anything. Your focus is on it, though. Your focus is on this thing, and because you're focused on it, your brain is focused on this and not focused on going to sleep. It distracts it. It keeps you up. And I told this to some other kid when I was out on a camp somewhere. He said he struggled with bad sleep. I told him, don't focus on anything but sleeping. Okay? So just like in mindfulness meditation, where you focus on the breath and then all thoughts and things that come in, like a thought will come in, and you'll notice that this has become the new center of your attention, and you'll return to the original, which was the breath. So I'll be focusing on my breath, and then I'll think about, maybe a movie that I watched, or I don't watch movies, but I'll think about a book I'm reading, or I'll think about, what I'm going to do in the afternoon, my business. I'll think about something like that, and it'll distract me. I have to realize, hey, I've been distracted, and return back to what I was originally thinking of. Now, when I first started to try and work out how to get better sleep, I thought don't focus on anything. But that's really hard not to focus on anything, because by not focusing on anything, you're focusing on not focusing on anything. A little bit conflicting. But what you want to do is you want to focus on sleeping. Go to sleep. That's all you want to keep in the mind. You don't want to put all your focus on go to sleep, 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 go to sleep. You don't want to do that. You should keep it like in the back of your mind, all the way at the far back, just, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to go to sleep, and that's it. All the things that come floating in, you simply observe them, like they're coming past and going away. Just like weather. Weather comes, weather goes. The rain comes, the rain goes. Weather's always changing, temperature's always changing, things are always changing. They come, they go, just like emotions, feelings, and all this other stuff. So you'll observe it just like you would do in a normal mindfulness meditation. You observe your thoughts, but you won't become attached to them. You won't focus on them. And if you are focused on them, don't feel bad if you're focused on them. That's actually a part of it. If you get focused on it, you return back to just keeping that little thought in the back of your mind of going to sleep, and then just watch them come past. Almost like they're just moving around and you don't care. Try this out. Personally, I find this helps me out the most. This has got my sleep times from down to like an hour to go to sleep to like 15 minutes to a half an hour. A lot better than before. I'm looking into how I can improve it a little bit more. I know there's stuff to do with temperature, there's stuff to do with lighting. I think having a dark room with maybe like a small light on, that's personally the best thing you can do to go to sleep. TVs and other distractions aren't really good for your sleep. And yeah, so I hope this video has helped. I'll just get my notepad back because I was trying to look into it. Yeah, so what I would say is, hope you enjoyed this video, hope it's some help. If you want me to quickly list off some of the benefits of having good sleep, I'll just list off 3 of them right now, which is the main ones, which is 1, you have improved productivity, more energy to do hard tasks, and you also feel a lot better, which can improve your happiness and mindfulness and mental health in general. So I hope this video has helped you in some way, and I'll be uploading tomorrow on a different topic, so stay tuned for that. Also, if you want to, you can go to the description and you can join my Discord server. It's basically a little community which you can get together with tons of other people who follow me, who You can just talk with each other, you can communicate, you can talk about self-improvement, you can talk about money, you can network with people, there's a networking community in there. All of this stuff, it's amazing, has a ton of value. Recommend that you check it out. Alright, thanks for watching.